Hello and welcome to my first Christmas video of 2025. Today I am making a banner that I'm going to use in my Christmas mantle decor for this year. I started by cutting each piece of the banner into the shape I wanted. Then I began sketching out each letter to the words Merry Christmas. The paper I'm using is actually cut from a roll of builder's paper from Home Depot. I find that this paper is much more durable and thicker than rolls I've purchased other places. Now that I have very roughly sketched out all of the letters, it's time to use a white paint to go in sort of as a primer before adding my color. Now that this layer of white paint is completed, I'm ready to add my color. The deep red paint I have chosen stands out much more easily with the white layer of paint beneath it. I didn't have an exact plan for this banner when I began painting the letters, but I definitely knew that I wanted to add a little bit of gold and sparkle since this is Christmas decor. I found these stick-on gems in my craft stash, so I added those to the details of the letters. Next, I used a little bit of rub and buff just along the bottom edges of each piece of the banner, and this helped to add a metallic element to the banner as well. At this point, I was almost ready to string everything together into one decorative piece. As I was looking for the string I wanted to use, I found these crystal beads that actually came off of a chandelier, and I thought it would be the perfect detail to add to separate each of the letters as I strung them together on the piece of string. As I folded each piece of the banner around the string, I just used Elmer's glue all to hold it into place before stringing another bead on. It's only the middle of October when I'm making this banner, and I know that is way too early for many to decorate. I have always been an early Christmas decorator. I just kind of like to go over the top, and I do like to make a lot of my decorations, so decorating early helps me to achieve all of those things. Here is a sneak peek of what everything's looking like, but let's pause and decorate so we can actually use the banner in our decor. Here's an overview of many of the things that I'm planning to use in this mantle decorate with me. You'll see shortly that our home doesn't have an actual fireplace, and when we moved in, there was no fireplace at all. So we built this mantle and surround, and we just have a little electric, kind of like wood-burning stove plugged in front of it. This will do for now until we install an electric fireplace unit. Right now I'm adding a base layer of garland to make the mantle look nice and full. I love adding twinkle lights to my Christmas decor, and I find that the battery operated lights, they just die so quickly. I found these plug-in twinkle lights on Amazon, and they just go into a USB, and then I plug that into a remote control plug, so it's super convenient to turn the lights on every day. The only thing I don't like about these lights is that the wire is a little bit darker than I would hope for. It really looks black, but on Amazon the listing says it's the green option. So that's why I've woven them into this base layer of garland to hopefully hide that wire a little bit more than if I were to add the lights at the end. I've just added a Hobby Lobby star garland followed by 2 6-foot strands of Norfolk pine garland from Amazon. Now I'm going to use picks to kind of conceal the top of that garland that's exposed, as well as hiding more of the light strands. Everything I'm adding helps to create a fuller look, but it also helps to hide some of the things that you don't necessarily want to see. At this point I have several different textures of greenery in my garland, so now I wanted to add some color and other details that will help complement the twinkle lights by adding a little more sparkle to the completed look. This year I wanted to create more of a dramatic look, so I added this large velvet paper star to the left corner of my mantle. Now I'm adding my stockings, which will help to balance out this side of the mantle decor. Now it's time to move to the top of the mantle, where I'm adding this candelabra that holds 12 battery-operated candles. I love bottle brush trees, so I'm adding a few of those, as well as some pine cones to kind of conceal the base of that candelabra. At this point, the main portion of the mantle decor is complete, and don't worry, I'm going to do something with that strand of lights that's hanging off to the right. I'm now going to move on to decorating the top of the mirror, and this will create balance to what I've done already on the mantle. Next, I wanted to add just a few pieces of decor to the floor and that electric wood-burning stove that I was talking about earlier. At this point, I was really liking how everything was turning out, but we can't forget about the banner that I made during the first part of the video. I wasn't sure where I wanted the banner to go, but you'll just have to stay tuned to find out where I put it. Now it's time to add the finishing touch. As you can see, I added the banner across the mirror as a focal point of the entire decor. I'm still not sure if that is where I'm going to keep it, but the good news about Christmas decor is you can change things up whenever you like. I'm loving how cozy this first bit of Christmas decor has turned out. My Christmas decorating style is a little bit of vintage mixed with traditional and eclectic. The handmade touch of the banner really helps to complete the entire look. I hope you enjoyed my first create and decorate with me of the 2025 Christmas season. Thanks for watching. See you soon.